Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're diving into a topic that's generating a lot of buzz these days.
Yeah,
Feminine and masculine energy.
definitely.
Now, before anyone starts picturing, pink and blue, we are not talking about those old-fashioned gender roles, okay? This is about understanding these energies as universal forces within each and every one of us. And
Yeah.
trust me, getting a handle on this can really be a game changer.
Absolutely.
We're talking relationships, work life, you name it.
And what's so fascinating is that these concepts, I- you know, they're trendy now, but they're actually rooted in ancient wisdom traditions.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about like fundamental energies. People have been studying this stuff for centuries.
It's not just some fad.
Right.
So let's break it down. When we say feminine energy, what exactly are we talking about?
So think of it as like a spectrum of qualities that are often associated with things like flow, nurturing, intuition, creativity.
Okay.
It's that feeling when you lose yourself in a creative project, or that deep inner knowing that guides you. It's not limited to women, though. Everyone has this energy to some degree.
Yeah, like when I'm writing and the words just flow
Exactly.
effortlessly. That's feminine energy.
Precisely. Or like when you have a hunch about something and it turns out to be right.
Right.
That's your intuition, a key part of feminine energy speaking.
Okay, that makes sense. So then how does masculine energy fit into this?
So masculine energy, on the other hand, is often linked with structure, action, logic, discipline, assertiveness.
Okay.
It's setting a goal and then making a plan to achieve it.
Uh-huh.
Taking charge, making things happen.
So like when I'm planning my week, my to-do list, color coding deadlines, that's all masculine energy.
Exactly. Bringing order and structure.
Huh. And what about those times when I have to like stand up for myself or something?
Yes.
Speak my truth.
That's it. Masculine energy shining through.
I see how these show up in everyday life. It's interesting though, because sometimes I feel like I'm all over the place with this. Like, am I one or the other, or can I be both?
That's a great point, man.
It's interesting you should say that because I feel like we're often told we're either left-brained or right-brained, logical or creative.
Right.
But it's not that simple, is it?
Absolutely not. In fact, the goal isn't to pick one or the other,
Okay.
but to find a way to integrate both into our lives.
You mentioned feeling like a walking contradiction.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not such a bad thing then.
It's not a bad thing. It's more like you said, recognizing that we contain multitudes
Right.
and embracing all of that.
I like that. So how do we actually start to find that balance, though?
Okay, so it starts with awareness.
Okay.
Just pay attention to how you feel in different situations.
Okay.
Do you like structure and routine? Or do you feel better in those more free-flowing creative spaces? It's about figuring out what feels more natural for you.
Makes sense. So if I'm someone who likes structure and planning,
Yeah.
does that mean I have to just let everything go and be totally chaotic to tap into my feminine energy?
Not about chaos necessarily.
Okay.
More about incorporating elements of receptivity and flow.
Okay.
So for someone who likes structure, maybe that's scheduling in time to be creative, even just a few minutes each day, or practicing mindfulness, being present in the moment instead of constantly planning the next thing.
I love that. It's not about forcing ourselves to be someone we're not,
Exactly.
but about kind of gently nudging ourselves towards a more balanced state.
Yeah.
What about those times when we're feeling stuck, unmotivated,
Yeah.
like in a creative rut? Is
Yeah.
that a sign we need more masculine energy then?
Could be. Sometimes that feeling of stagnation
Yeah.
is a sign that we need to take action,
Okay.
set clear goals,
Yeah.
make a plan.
Yeah.
You know, it's about using that masculine energy to move forward.
So it's not always about pushing harder,
Right.
but about understanding which energy to use and when.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the more we understand these energies, the better we can navigate the world around us.
I like that. It's like we have this internal compass, we just have to learn how to read it. Speaking of navigating the world, I'm curious how this understanding of feminine and masculine energy can play out in our relationships. It feels like this could really help us understand our relationships better, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. When we understand those energetic tendencies,
Right.
both our own and the people we're close to it, can really change things.
Yeah.
Like imagine someone who's very masculine in their energy, right?
Okay. Decisive takes charge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And their partner is more nurturing,
Yeah.
more emotionally expressive.
It's more feminine energy.
Right. And if they understand those dynamics, it's not a point of conflict anymore. It's like, oh, these are our strengths.
Totally. It's about appreciating those differences instead of trying to change each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's about realizing when we need to like shift our energy a bit.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Like say you're arguing with your partner and you just really want to be right.
Oh, yeah. Been there.
That's that masculine energy, pushing to be dominant.
Okay.
But in that moment, maybe what you need is to tap into the feminine energy.
So, like, what would that look like?
Pausing for a second. Really listening to them with an open mind. Trying to understand instead of needing to be understood.
Wow, that's a really good example of how knowing the stuff can help us
Right.
navigate those tricky situations.
It's all about finding that balance
Mm-hmm.
within ourselves and with the people we're close to.
This has been amazing. I love how these concepts like, feminine and masculine energy,
Yeah.
it seems kind of abstract at first, but it really affects everything.
It's true. And the more we learn about it, the more we can create a life that really feels like us.
Deep divers, my mind is blown. This has been incredible. It's been fun.
Remember, everyone, this is a journey.
Yeah.
Okay? And we all have our own unique blend of these energies. Keep exploring, keep experimenting, and listen to that inner wisdom.
Yeah.
And until next time, keep diving deep.